What is the biggest mistake that people make when choosing a partner? The biggest mistake is that they are superficial. But I think that that's how we judge someone currently. We look at, oh, what kind of car do they drive? What kind of job do they have? And I think that is a huge mistake.
If I go look in your car and it's a hot mess, that's gonna tell me a lot before I even know anything about you. How you keep your car, right? Especially if I'm a messy person too, I might be like, oh, they just like me. Or if I'm a person that's nice and tidy and I'm a clean person, a neat freak, and I see that you got bottles and McDonald's bags and all that kind of stuff in your car, it is not gonna tell me everything I need to know, but it's gonna give me some information that gives me a little bit about who you are and your personality.
However, they might have McDonald's bags. They might have soda bottle cans. They may have clothing in their back car or the back seat of their car. However, you don't know what has led them to that point. You have to give people grace. And if you've already said, nope, I'm good because look at you got bottles, cans, all this stuff in your car, you might have missed the most perfect person in your life because of that.
I think certain expectations come along with whether you're a male or female. I think that in my experience, being a man, I don't think most men get that kind of grace. It's like we're supposed to come with our ducks in a row. And as men, we naturally feel like as a woman, you should have your ducks in a row. Yeah, we're not expecting you to be perfect, but it's hard for us to give you grace because you want us to come with a clean car, clean haircut. We just not gonna accept the McDonald's bag in your car.
It's important to be observant. So you can see that somebody has a messy car and hopefully you don't necessarily cancel that person. We cancel people very easily. So make a note of that. Like, okay, yeah, you can, people will give you breadcrumbs along the way. So you can make a note of that. But I think to answer your question, we are often very shallow. You can't reduce somebody to their messy car. But I think one mistake that we make oftentimes is being too shallow and we're not looking at the end game, the long game. What that person can contribute to you.
If you think about shallow and deep, to get to the deep, you got to go through the shallow. Some people are lacking being observant to the shallow, right? But then be surprised when certain things happen or certain things are said. And it's like, duh, all the signs are there before you even got to the deep, right? Because you skipped the things that were just blatantly, out in the open.